John. Since the withdrawal, China has increased its economic ties with Taliban, first signing oil deal in January and now eyeing mineral contracts. Is the White House concerned about these growing economic ties between China and Taliban? And can you share some comments about it?
Look, our view, every country's got to take their own view here of how they're going to relate to the Taliban. We don't recognize them as an official government in Afghanistan. And as I've said before, if they want to be so recognized, at least by the United States, if they want to be seen as legitimate, then they need to own up to the promises they made about how they were going to govern that country and how they were going to treat their own people, including women and girls.
Just follow?
Yeah, thanks, John. Just sort of distilling some of the questions you've been asked about accountability. I appreciate the fact that lessons have been learned. And I assume that the President still has full confidence in his national security team that gave him the advice, which is pointed out in this summary. Why should the American people have confidence in all of those national security advisors, given what this report lays out?
The President does have trust and confidence in his national security team. And he did ask a lot of questions. And there was some assessments passed to him that proved faulty, that proved to be wrong, that proved to not shake out the way he had been given to understand that they would. But in the aggregate, as he looks across all the work that the national security team continues to do, before and since the withdrawal from Afghanistan, he continues to conclude that this is an extraordinarily talented group of leaders. And as you know, as I said in my opening statement, as painful at times as the withdrawal was, it wasn't without its moments of courage and poise, and it doesn't mean that it wasn't worth doing, ending that war in Afghanistan, because if you just take a look at what we've been able to do for Ukraine and how we've been able to really step up in the competition against China and deal with some of the tensions in the Indo-Pacific, it's difficult to say that we would have been able to do all that we did over the last year or so if we were still dragged down on the ground in Afghanistan. In fact, Putin and Xi probably would like nothing better than for us to still be bogged down in a ground war in Afghanistan.